Hi, this is Dory, and I'm Mena. We travel with our lovely dog Fiona to discover the most beautiful locations, and our goal is to share with you what it's like to live as a nomad. So thanks for following, and welcome to our channel.
If you're planning to visit Sintra, Portugal, then this video is for you. I'm going to drop my most known tips for a successful visit, which is an easy trip from Lisbon. These useful Sintra tips will help you have an efficient visit and avoid making mistakes like we did. Beautiful Sintra, Portugal is the most popular day trip from Lisbon. As a result, in high season, the town is pure chaos. You'll need a clear strategy and plan of attack to make the most of your time in Sintra. There's a reason tourists are so intoxicated with Sintra. Sintra has UNESCO-listed castles and many palaces. It's dazzling, colorful, and romantic. The town tops attractions as some of the most famous landmarks in Portugal. Even the town itself is quaint. It's filled with artisan shops and well worth exploring. Sintra packs a punch and delivers on its side. Key tips for visiting Sintra, Portugal and avoiding mistakes. Here's what you need to know to plan your visit to Sintra. We left Lisbon and headed straight to Sintra. It's about half an hour drive and I believe we paid one toll. We rented an Airbnb. The location was perfect. The only inconvenience was the narrow roads and heavy traffic. However, we did manage to find parking and get comfortable in our Airbnb. The apartment was not very well stocked, so my best advice, if you have an Airbnb, definitely before showing up, load up on some staples that you might need. As for food, restaurants, you'll find a little bit in the city. But don't expect an early breakfast because they do open late in the morning. Considering that all the palaces open around 8:30 and if you arrive a little bit late, well, expect big lineups and a lot of crowds. Just to give you an idea about pricing, so it's pretty much similar everywhere we go, right? It's decent. 17 to 18 euros, for salads. You got some vegan options. You have your fish again, 12 to 15 euros. Just to give you guys an idea about the pricing, so everything is similar around here. We did eat at a restaurant yesterday. We went for lunch, so we got there for 1:30. We left was almost 5 or past 5. It was very expensive. It was a nice restaurant. And the other thing that I noticed is that when you get to your restaurant, you already have bread, butter, olives in the table, but you're paying for that. So I didn't know that. Actually a surprise because it's on the table, so they'll charge you. You didn't order, but they'll charge you. I don't know if it's negative or positive, but anyway, just on the bread and the tapinadas that they put on the table, it was close to 30 euros. Having the choice, I probably would have chosen 2-3 different entrees, starters, instead of just having bread and butter kind of thing. We stayed overnight in Sintra. Let me tell you, one night was not enough. The long lineups at every single tourist attraction will make your day even longer. So if you're planning on visiting Sintra, definitely make it a 3-4 day event. I know you don't want to hear this first Sintra tip. Everyone wants to do a Sintra as a day trip from Lisbon. You can, but you won't see everything that way. And there's a lot to see. There are ancient castles, and palaces, they are convents, parks, and nearby quaint villages and beaches. We left feeling cheated with only one day. Part of the problem is that Sintra is congested and it's not made for heavy traffic and massive crowds. The roads are narrow and winding. Getting around is very difficult. And there's cars, tuk-tuks, taxis, Ubers, and pedestrians sharing the roads. Ancient roads with stone walls that are completely unsuited for two-way traffic. You can't avoid but to spend time in traffic. If you want more than a breezy drive-by, stay overnight. Don't try driving to the palaces. There are very few, if any, parking spots at the palaces. And driving in Sintra is treacherous. The roads are terrible, narrow, hilly, winding, and terrible blind corners with hairpin turns. The best way is to take Uber or tuk-tuks. This is useful to get to and from the scattered castles and palaces. And Uber and tuk-tuks aren't that expensive in Sintra. There's also the famous 434 Sintra bus. All traveler bloggers seem to advise you to take this tourist bus. If you want to spend all of your time standing in line waiting for a bus or looking through a dirty window, do that. If you want to watch in frustration as overcrowded and full buses pass by your stop, do that. Start your day early in Sintra. We arrived at 9:30 a.m., but 8:30 a.m. would have been better. I know, the last thing you want to do on your vacation is get up early, right? Plus, the palaces close between 5 and 7 p.m. You can't stay late to avoid the tour buses. So if you're day tripping, it's best to get an early start. Plan on visiting Pena Palace either very early or late in the afternoon, maybe around 3:30 p.m. It's packed at midday. You have the possibility of buying online tickets and skip the line entry ticket to Pena Palace. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more Portugal videos.